In the wide expanse of the galaxy, amidst glittering stars, Earth was a mysterious gem. But to the interstellar community, it was known as a Deathworld, a term that sparked both intrigue and fear. This part of the universe held stories of Earth's wild and untamed nature, where survival was an art mastered by its diverse creatures. In the Galactic Harmony University's Grand Lecture Hall, a group of alien students from various planets gathered, buzzing with excitement. Today, they were embarking on a unique field trip, an exploration mission to Earth, guided by their adventurous professor, Xylo, who hailed from the technologically advanced planet of Zipheron. "Students," Xylo began, his voice echoing through the hall, "Earth is not just a planet. It's a living library of survival instincts. You will witness firsthand why it's dubbed a death world. But remember, our journey is one of learning and respect." The students boarded the sleek interstellar cruiser, the Nomad, designed for both space travel and atmospheric entry. As they approached Earth, their eyes widened at the blue and green planet spinning like a jewel in space. "Look at that vast green," exclaimed Cree, a student whose own planet was mostly deserts. "And those oceans, they cover more water than land," piped in Tilla, her eyes wide with wonder. As the Nomad descended through Earth's atmosphere, a sense of adventure filled the air. They landed smoothly in a dense, lush rainforest, which was their first classroom. Stepping out, the students were immediately enveloped by the humid air and the rich, earthy smells of the forest floor. Sounds of wildlife echoed around them, creating a symphony of nature's life forces. Each sound you hear, every breath of air you take, is part of Earth's complex ecosystem, Xylo explained as he led them on a path through towering trees and thick undergrowth. As they continued walking through the dense forest, a rustling in the leaves caught their attention. Suddenly, a small, sleek creature darted across their path. It was a snake, its scales shimmering with a metallic sheen that seemed almost... "Stay back," Xylo cautioned, holding out an arm to stop the students. "This is the Earth's boomslang snake, known for its highly potent venom. A single bite can be lethal without immediate treatment. It's a prime example of Earth's dangerous wildlife, evolved to survive in a competitive world." The students watched in awe as the snake slithered away gracefully into the undergrowth. The encounter was a powerful reminder of the balance between beauty and peril on Earth, where survival demanded respect for even the smallest creatures. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they observed more examples of nature's adaptations. They saw plants with leaves so large they could shelter a person from rain, glimpsed a distant leopard with camouflage perfectly suited for the dappled light of the forest, and marveled at the complex communication of birds signaling the presence of predators. "Observation and adaptation," Xylo explained, gesturing to the thriving life around them. "These are the skills that Earth's creatures master to thrive. And they are the lessons we must take to heart as we explore this vibrant yet formidable planet." The day transitioned into night, and the forest came alive with different sounds and creatures, transforming under the moonlight into a world as mysterious as it was enchanting. As they gathered around the campfire, their minds were filled with the day's lessons on the delicate balance between life and death, the resilience required to exist in such a lush yet perilous environment. Eager yet cautious, the group looked forward to another day of exploration, unaware that the true depth of Earth's nickname as a death world would soon reveal itself in more challenging ways than they could imagine. As dawn broke over the horizon, the first rays of sunlight pierced through the dense canopy of the rainforest, casting a golden glow on the dew-laden leaves. The alien students, now more attuned to the rhythms of Earth, awoke with a sense of anticipation. Today, Professor Xylo had promised to take them to a different terrain, a coastal region where the forest met the sea. After a quick breakfast, they packed their gear and set off, traversing the undergrowth until the trees began to thin out. Soon, the sound of crashing waves replaced the symphony of the jungle. The beach they emerged onto was unlike any they had seen, stark, rugged, and swept by powerful winds. "Earth's coastlines are as varied and dangerous as its forests," Xylo explained as they walked along the sandy shore, dodging the occasional wave that reached out like a watery hand. "The ocean here is a world of its own, filled with creatures that are masters of survival in extreme conditions. As the students explored the coastline, they discovered tide pools teeming with life. Starfish clung to rocks alongside mussels, and small fish darted through the water, trapped by the low tide. Each tide pool is a microcosm of adaptation and survival, Xylo noted, pointing to a crab as it skillfully navigated the slippery rocks. These creatures must withstand drastic changes in their environment every day, from being submerged in ocean water to being exposed to the air and sun. The group then donned protective suits and ventured into the Here, they encountered larger marine life. A school of dolphins passed by, their playful leaps a stark contrast to the lurking shadows beneath the waves. The vastness of the ocean surrounded them, offering a new realm of Earth's formidable nature to explore. The group eagerly peered into the clear blue depths, marveling at the marine life that thrived beneath the surface. Schools of colorful fish darted through the water, weaving intricate patterns that captivated their alien eyes. Look closely, Professor Xylo instructed as they floated gently over a vibrant coral reef. Each species here has adapted to thrive in harsh oceanic conditions. Survival isn't just about strength. It's about strategy and sometimes sheer will. Suddenly, the playful scene shifted. A chill swept through the water, and the smaller fish scattered in a burst of panicked energy. The students felt a drop in the temperature and a subtle, ominous shift in the current. From the depths, a large, dark shadow began to emerge, cutting through the water with both grace and an unnerving precision. "It's a shark," Xylo said, his voice steady, yet filled with a tinge of excitement. "One of Earth's most proficient predators. Observe its movements. They are calculated, purposeful. The shark, a sleek great white, its skin like a sheath of silver armor, moved closer. Its eyes, dark and perceptive, scanned the group. It was an apex predator, exuding a sense of power and danger that was both terrifying and mesmerizing. The students remained still, their hearts racing as the shark circled them. It was close enough that they could see the scars on its skin, marks of survival from battles fought in the silent, brutal world below. With each pass, the shark assessed them, its dorsal fin slicing through the water's surface, a stark reminder of the thin line between observation and vulnerability. Sharks attack only when provoked or when they confuse humans with their usual prey, Xylo whispered, ensuring his students remained calm and collected. We are neither. Stand still and respect its domain. The shark made another slow, deliberate circle around the group, its massive body gliding effortlessly through the water. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, it turned and swam away, disappearing into the deep blue, leaving behind a trail of bubbles and a group of awestruck students. The encounter left the students with a profound respect for the ocean's predators, embodying the raw and merciless beauty of Earth. They learned that even in danger, there was a lesson of respect and understanding to be gleaned. Earth's creatures did not seek harm without reason. As they made their way back to the shore, their minds buzzed not just with adrenaline, but with a deep, resonating appreciation for the planet's complex and often perilous ecosystems. This lesson of the great white shark would linger in their minds, a vivid example of Earth's untamed power and the delicate balance of life within it. After their heart-pounding encounter with the great white shark, the group felt a renewed sense of caution as they left the coastline and ventured deeper into a new environment. Professor Xylo announced that their next destination would be the mountainous regions of Earth, known for their dramatic landscapes and severe weather conditions. As the nomad ascended, the terrain below shifted from lush green forests to rugged, rocky mountains that pierced the sky. The air grew thinner and cooler, a stark contrast to the humid warmth of the rainforest and the salty breeze of the ocean. "Welcome to the highlands," Xylo declared as they disembarked on a wide plateau, surrounded by towering peaks. Here, the environment tests all who tread its paths. The weather can change in the blink of an eye, and the altitude adds another layer of challenge to survival. The students donned thermal gear, feeling the bite of the cold wind against their faces as they trekked along a narrow path that wound up the side of a steep incline. Every step required effort, their breaths visible in the crisp air. This, Xylo pointed out, is what Earthlings call thin air. it's less oxygen than you're used to. Each step here is a lesson in perseverance and adaptation. As they climbed, the scenery changed dramatically. The ground was dotted with patches of snow, and the vegetation became sparse. They spotted mountain goats navigating the steep cliffs with ease, their sure-footedness a perfect adaptation to the harsh environment. Suddenly, the sky darkened, and a cold wind whipped up, signaling the onset of a mountain storm. The group hurried to find shelter, stumbling upon a cave just as the first snowflakes began to fall. Inside the cave, they gathered around a portable heater, the warmth a small comfort against the howling wind outside. Xylo seized the moment to teach. Mountain storms are swift and fierce, he explained. They can bring snow, ice, or even rock slides. Surviving here isn't just about strength. It's about making smart choices quickly. The storm raged outside, a symphony of wind and snow that painted the world in shades of gray and white. It was a powerful display of Earth's untamed nature, and the students listened intently to the sound of the earth in turmoil. After what felt like hours, the storm finally abated, and they cautiously stepped out to a transformed world. The mountains were now blanketed in snow, a serene and deceptive beauty. They resumed their trek, their path now a trail through the fresh snow, which made their journey even more strenuous. As they navigated this icy landscape, they learned to recognize signs of avalanches, another peril of the mountainous terrain. The key here is vigilance, Xylo taught. Notice the silence, the way the snow packs on the slopes. These are clues that an avalanche might be imminent. As they made their way through a particularly silent valley, a loud crack shattered the stillness, and the ground, an avalanche was starting above them. Quick, to that outcrop, Xylo shouted, pointing to a protruding ledge of rock. They sprinted, adrenaline surging, and managed to reach safety, just as a torrent of snow rushed past where they had been mere moments before. Panting and wide-eyed, the group huddled under the rocky outcrop, watching the avalanche cascade down the mountain. It was a raw demonstration of Earth's power, unpredictable and overwhelming. Once the snow settled, and it was safe to proceed, they continued their journey, each step a testament to their growing resilience. Earth, the beautiful but fearsome Deathworld, was teaching them the most vital lesson of all, respect for the forces of nature. As they made camp for the night under the clear, starry sky, they reflected on their experiences. Little did they know, the coming days would challenge them further, pushing their limits and teaching them more about Earth's indomitable spirit and their own. Recovering from their close encounter with the avalanche, the group spent a chilly night under the stars. As they broke camp at dawn, they were greeted with a breathtaking view, the sun rising over the snow-capped peaks, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Despite the challenges they faced, the beauty of Earth continued to awe and inspire them. Professor Xylo led the students away from the mountain's dangers and towards another formidable Earth terrain, vast desert landscapes known for their extreme temperatures and scarce water sources. The desert, Xylo explained as they approached the arid region, teaches us about endurance and the preciousness of resources. Here, life thrives by adapting to some of the harshest conditions imaginable. As they entered the desert, the temperature soared. The ground was a tapestry of sand and rock, stretching endlessly under the blazing sun. The students felt the heat penetrating their suits, a stark reminder of the relentless environment. Their first lesson came quickly. Xylo pointed out a cactus, its thick, fleshy skin designed to retain moisture. This plant, he said, is not just surviving. It's thriving by making the most of what little it has. As they ventured deeper, they encountered creatures uniquely adapted to the harsh desert life. They observed a lizard, its body temperature regulated through its behavior, basking in the sun when cool and seeking shade when hot. This lizard isn't just living. It's managing its body's needs with precision, Xylo noted. Adaptation and efficient resource management are key here, but the desert was not just a place of life. It was also a domain of mirages and deceptive calm. As they continued their trek, a sudden sandstorm whipped up around them. The fine grains stung their faces, and visibility dropped to nearly zero. Form a line and hold onto each other, Xylo shouted over the roar of the wind. The students quickly complied, linking arms as they struggled against the howling storm. This was the desert showing its teeth, sudden, fierce, and disorienting. The students learned to navigate by feeling the ground beneath their feet and relying on each other's presence. Trust and teamwork became their survival tools as they pushed forward. After what felt like an eternity, the storm gradually subsided, leaving a silence that was almost as overwhelming as the storm itself. They found themselves slightly off course, but safe, a testament to their growing ability to face Earth's extremes. That storm, Xylo said once they regrouped and caught their breath, was a test of your ability to stay calm under pressure. The desert doesn't forgive easily, and it demands respect at every step. As they resumed their journey, the desert revealed more of its secrets. They saw a fox, its ears large to dissipate heat, and watched how it listened for prey beneath the sand. They learned about nocturnal animals that emerged only at night to escape the days. That evening, as they set up a temporary camp under the vast, starlit sky, the desert seemed a world away from the snow-covered mountains they had left behind. Yet, each landscape on Earth shared a common thread, a relentless demand for adaptation and respect for the natural elements. The alien students gathered around a small fire, their faces illuminated by the flickering light, sharing stories of their home worlds. Each story revealed different challenges, yet none seemed as varied and demanding as Earth. With half of their journey complete, the students had grown in knowledge and resilience. However, Earth still had more lessons. The next morning, after their stark and transformative experience in the desert, the group prepared to delve into a completely different aspect of Earth's diversity, the mysterious and expansive ocean depths. Today, we explore the abyss, Professor Xylo announced with a mix of solemnity and excitement. The ocean is Earth's final frontier, covering over 70% of the planet's surface, and yet it remains largely unexplored. Boarding the Nomad once more, the group set a course for the middle of the Pacific Ocean, the largest and deepest of Earth's oceanic divisions. The water transitioned from a bright coastal blue to a deeper, darker hue as they ventured further from land. Upon reaching a remote location, the students donned advanced diving suits equipped with life support and communication systems. These depths are unreachable by ordinary means, explained Xylo as they prepared to descend. The pressure is immense, and the darkness is complete. What lives here has adapted in ways that might seem alien even to us. As they submerged into the cold, enveloping darkness, lights from their suits pierced the water, revealing fleeting glimpses of strange creatures. Bioluminescent jellyfish floated past, their glowing forms both eerie and beautiful. Bioluminescence is not just for beauty, Xylo narrated as they descended deeper. It's a survival. Predators use it to lure prey, and prey use it to confuse and escape predators. The deeper they went, the more alien the surroundings became. Fish with oversized teeth, translucent skin, and eyes adapted to the perpetual night of the deep sea drifted into view. Each species had evolved in perfect response to the extreme conditions. Suddenly, a massive shadow loomed above them. It was a giant squid, its tentacles stretching wide as it navigated the deep sea. The students halted, captivated and slightly apprehensive as the creature examined them, its huge eyes reflecting their light. This, whispered Xylo, is one of the ocean's giants. Rarely seen by human eyes, it represents the mystery and power of the deep sea. Respect its space, the squid, seemingly curious but unthreatened, moved gracefully around them before disappearing into the darkness. The encounter left the group in awe, a profound reminder of their smallness in this vast, uncharted world. As they continued their exploration, the challenges of the deep sea became apparent. Navigation was difficult, and communication with the surface was delayed. They had to rely heavily on their instruments and each other, their teamwork becoming as crucial as their technology. Down here, Xylo pointed out, you see the importance of every detail. A single malfunction in equipment or a misstep in judgment can be fatal. Their journey took them to a hydrothermal vent, spewing superheated water loaded with minerals. Around the vent, a unique ecosystem thrived, dependent entirely on the chemicals belched out from beneath the Earth's crust, not sunlight. These vents are like oases in the desert, Xylo explained. Life here is based on chemosynthesis, not photosynthesis. It's a different kind of life from anything we've seen so far. As they made their ascent back to the lighter waters, the pressure of the deep loosened its grip, and the sunlight began to filter through the water. The transition from the oppressive darkness back to the sunlit upper layers of the ocean was a gradual return to a world less alien, yet still part of the vast, mysterious water world of Earth. Back on the Nomad, the students discussed what they had seen, their minds buzzing with new knowledge and questions about life's incredible adaptability. Each dive not only brought them closer to understanding Earth's nickname as a Deathworld, but also deepened their respect for its diverse and resilient. After their profound journey into the deep ocean, the group prepared for yet another extreme Earth environment. Professor Xylo briefed them on their next destination, volcanic landscapes, areas directly influenced by the fiery activity beneath Earth's crust. Volcanoes are both creators and destroyers, Xylo explained. They forge land and ecosystems, yet their eruptions can obliterate landscapes and life. The students arrived at a volcanic island, a place where the ground literally breathed with the Earth's internal heat. The air smelled of sulfur, and the ground underfoot was warm, a stark reminder of the molten rock that flowed beneath. Their first stop was a dormant volcano. Xylo led them up the rocky slope, explaining the types of volcanoes and their impact on Earth's geology and atmosphere. This dormant giant may seem peaceful now, but it's merely in a phase of sleep. It can awaken at any time, with little warning. As they reached the crater, the view inside was a vivid testament to nature's power, a vast open scar filled with solidified lava flows and ash layers. The students took samples and measured gas emissions, learning about the delicate balance of monitoring and predicting volcanic activity. The ability to predict eruptions is crucial, Xylo pointed out. It saves lives by giving people time to evacuate. Here, you see the intersection of Earth science and survival. Their next venture was closer to an active volcanic site. Geothermal activity was evident with steaming vents and boiling mud pools dotting the landscape. The ground here was unstable, a constant reminder of the dynamic nature of Earth's geology. Each step you take must be cautious, warned Xylo as they navigated through the geothermal field. The Earth here is thin, and what lies beneath is unforgiving. The highlight of their visit was the lava fields, where fresh lava had flowed. The hardened black rock shimmered with a glassy finish in some places, rough and jagged in others. Touching this ground, you're touching a newborn part of the planet, Xylo said, his voice filled with awe. New land has been created right before your eyes. As they explored, the rumbling began, a low, grumbling sound that seemed to come from the depths of the planet. The ground trembled slightly under their feet, a small earthquake that served as a reminder of the volatile nature of volcanic regions. This rumbling is the Earth speaking, Xylo explained. These tremors can be precursors to eruptions. We must be vigilant and ready to move to safety at any moment. The day's exploration filled the students with a mix of awe, and they set up camp at a safe distance from the active zones, the glow of lava visible on the horizon, painting the night sky with an ominous red. As they sat around the campfire that evening, the discussion turned to the broader implications of their experiences. They debated the role of such extreme environments in shaping the biodiversity and climate of planets, drawing parallels to their own worlds. The night passed with an uneasy peace, the occasional tremor a constant reminder of the power beneath them. Little did they know, the next day would bring them even closer to the fiery heart of Earth, challenging their courage and their understanding of this volatile planet. As they retired to their tents, the ground gave a significant shudder, a signal that their journey would thrust them directly into the dramatic climax of Earth's fiery temperament. The night's occasional tremors had evolved into a constant, unsettling rumble by dawn, signaling that the volcanic activity they were witnessing was escalating. Professor Xylo was up early, his instruments arrayed around him, monitoring the seismic activity. The data was clear. An eruption was imminent. Everyone, gather quickly, Xylo called out, urgency in his voice. The students assembled, bleary-eyed but alert to the gravity of the situation. The volcano is about to erupt. We need to evacuate to a safer observation point. Now, grabbing only essential equipment, the group hurriedly left the campsite, following Xylo through the din. The ground shook more violently as they moved, a sinister reminder of the power building beneath them. As they reached a designated safe distance, Xylo set up a viewing station. The students, equipped with heat-resistant visors, watched in awe as the volcano's summit began to spew ash and smoke into the sky, painting a stark picture against the morning light. "Observe," Xylo instructed, his voice steady despite the chaos. "This is one of Earth's most dramatic lessons in power and transformation." The ground beneath them vibrated with the force of the Earth's anger. Soon, bright, molten lava burst forth, cascading down the slopes in a spectacular display of Earth's raw power. The heat was intense, even from their distance, and the sky darkened with ash and smoke. "This," Xylo continued, "is how Earth reshapes itself. It's destructive, yes, but also a creator of new land, new opportunities for life to begin anew." The eruption was a mesmerizing and terrifying spectacle. The students recorded data, took photographs, and watched in silence, the power of the planet etching a permanent mark in their memories. After several hours, the volcanic fury began to subside. The ash settled, and the lava flows slowed, revealing a changed landscape. What had been familiar trails and features were now covered in new rock and ash. "Let's go closer," Xylo said once it was safe. They approached the cooled lava fields, the heat still radiating off the blackened earth. The surface was uneven, twisted into fantastic shapes by the cooling process. "Touch it," Xylo encouraged. "Feel the warmth." This rock was deep inside the earth just hours ago, and now it's part of the surface. The students explored the new terrain with a mix of curiosity and reverence. The experience was a profound lesson on the dynamic nature of planets, the cycle of destruction and creation that shaped worlds. As they made their way back to the Nomad, the conversation turned philosophical. They discussed the resilience of life, how organisms could adapt to even these extreme conditions, and what lessons they could take back to their own worlds about living in harmony with such powerful natural forces. Their journey was nearing its end, but the lessons learned on Earth would last a. As the group prepared to conclude their exploration of Earth, they reflected on the myriad lessons they had learned. Their journey through Earth's most extreme environments had taught them about resilience, adaptability, and the inspiring power of nature. They were now on the Nomad, heading back to the Galactic Harmony University, their minds filled with thoughts of sharing these incredible experiences with their peers. Professor Xylo was compiling data and observations when the ship's sensors suddenly beeped a warning. An unusual seismic activity, far stronger and different from any volcanic activity they had observed, was occurring. It was not an earthquake, nor an eruption, but something else, something new and wholly unexpected. "Adjust our course," Xylo instructed the pilot. "Take us to these coordinates immediately." As they approached the new location, the ground below them was visibly shifting. Massive fissures were opening up, swallowing forests and rivers alike. From these fissures, a strange, glowing mist began to rise, spreading across the landscape. "This is not a natural phenomenon I'm familiar with," Xylo admitted, his usual composure tinged with concern. "It seems we have one more lesson to learn from Earth." The mist was expanding, enveloping the land in a ghostly shroud. The students watched in fascination and horror as the area below became an alien landscape within their familiar Deathworld. "Prepare for a closer investigation," Xylo decided, his voice firm despite the unknown. "We need to understand what is happening." Donning their protective suits, the group descended to the surface. The mist was cool and tingling against their suits, and it seemed to hum with energy. Instruments began to malfunction, screens flickering and data becoming erratic. As they ventured further, they found that the mist was emanating from what appeared to be a meteorite embedded in the earth at the center of the fissures. The meteorite was unlike any they had studied before. It was dark, almost absorbing light, and pulsated with a power that was palpable. This could be an extraterrestrial object not previously recorded by Earth scientists. It might have properties affecting the planet's geological stability. Suddenly, the ground trembled violently beneath their feet. A crack split the earth open just meters away, a new chasm forming as they scrambled for safety. The air filled with the roar of the earth tearing apart, a sound so mighty it overshadowed their frantic communications. "We need to retreat," Xylo shouted as they made their way back to the ship amidst the chaos. The landscape was transforming before their eyes, the fissures widening and the mist thickening. As they safely boarded the Nomad and ascended, the sight from above was both terrifying and mesmerizing. The fissures had formed a network, a pattern that seemed almost deliberate, radiating out from them. "The implications of this discovery are immense," Xylo noted, his voice filled with a mix of awe and fear. "We've witnessed a potentially catastrophic planetary event triggered by an alien object. This adds a whole new dimension to Earth's status as a death world." As the Nomad sped away, the students were left with pounding hearts and racing minds. Their journey had taken a turn into the realms of the unknown, transforming their mission of exploration into a dramatic fight for understanding and survival. This planet was not only a teacher of life's tenacity, but also a guardian of secrets far beyond their wildest imaginations. As the Nomad hurtled through space away from Earth, the students and Professor Xylo grappled with the revelations of their final days on the planet. The discovery of the meteorite and the bizarre phenomena it unleashed had shaken their understanding of Earth and its designation as a death world. Back at Galactic Harmony University, the group was met with eager anticipation. News of their emergency departure from Earth had reached the university ahead of them, sparking rumors and concern. Now, as they disembarked, their peers crowded around, hungry for information. Xylo, taking the lead, arranged for an immediate debriefing session, inviting experts in geology, astrobiology, and xenotechnology. The conference room was packed as he began to relay their findings, the image of the pulsating meteorite displayed behind him. "This object," Xylo explained, "appears to be an extraterrestrial device, possibly a beacon or an instrument sent to Earth for reasons unknown. Its activation caused significant geological disturbances, suggesting it interacts powerfully with Earth's own geodynamic systems." The audience listened in rapt attention as the students presented their personal observations and data. They talked about the glowing mist, the seismic shifts, and the strange energy readings, all of which pointed to a technology far beyond current understanding. "The implications are vast," one of the geologists spoke up. "If this device is indeed altering Earth's geological stability, we need to understand it. Is it a mere side effect, or is Earth being targeted or tested?" The debate grew heated, theories flying back and forth. Some suggested the device could be a discarded tool from an alien civilization, harmless to its creators but devastating to Earth due to incompatible technologies. Others feared a more sinister purpose, perhaps a preliminary step in terraforming or even warfare. As the discussion continued, Xylo directed the focus towards the broader implications for interstellar relations and Earth's defenses. "We've seen Earth's resilience," he said. "Its ecosystems, its creatures, its climates, all have evolved under constant threats. But this new challenge is of a different scale and nature. It's an external manipulation, and Earth might not have a natural defense against it." The room fell silent, the gravity of the situation settling over the assembly. It was clear that the lessons learned from Earth's natural environments were now to be applied in a broader context, defending against potential extraterrestrial threats. "We need to form a task force," Xylo concluded. "Researchers, diplomats, military strategists, all must come together. We need to prepare Earth for what might come, using everything we've learned about its unique strengths." The final decision was to establish a planetary defense initiative, utilizing the data and experiences from the students' expedition. Earth's title as a death world, once a label of fear, was now a banner of resilience and vigilance. As the conference disbanded, the students found themselves at the heart of a pivotal moment in human-alien relations. Their journey had started as a simple educational trip, but they had returned as key figures in a scenario that spanned beyond academic curiosity to galactic. Reflecting on their experiences, they realized that Earth was not just a teacher of survival against natural forces, but also a beacon in the strategic landscape of the universe. Its challenges and mysteries had prepared them not just to respect the natural world, but to protect it against unforeseen cosmic threats. As they prepared for their new roles in this broader mission, the students appreciated the full meaning of Earth's moniker as a death world, a planet that not only harbored life in its harshest forms, but also defended it against the unknown. They were ready to stand guard, inspired by the very world that had taught them the value of resilience and the power of unity.